Frontier Patriot. I am Ron Rayfield. This is Justine Dorn, my beautiful fiance. We are here with a big old towering plate of
donuts!
Donuts!
Donuts from 1803. And sorry, I'm giggling because Ron just picked up a sweat rag. It's 110 degrees in here.
It is.
And we just realized it's the sweat rag that I used to soak up the grease when I was cooking these donuts. So he's just wiping his face with lard right now.
I've got to do something. I'm melting like a snow cone in Phoenix, as they say.
I feel like a candle right now. It is 110 degrees in this room. This is unhealthy hot.
And it's only the beginning of June. It's
I know,
not even
it's
August
crazy.
yet.
It's crazy. What's happening?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
I know, I don't like it either. But you know, we're still here for you guys. We wouldn't skip it even if it was 150 degrees.
That's right. We might be on the floor half dead, but we'd still be here.
Yes, we would. And we're here with a plate of donuts, so maybe that'll cheer us up.
So let's talk about donuts a little bit before we get into this. So this is from the 1803 Frugal Housewife's receipt book.
Yes.
Receipt means recipe. And before I go any farther, to see this receipt recipe being made, please go to our main channel, Early American. Over there we cook it.
And here we eat it.
And here we eat it. Why were they called donuts, Justine?
You know, this is one of those things that you just completely overlook. Like cupcakes are little cakes cooked in cups. Did you ever think of that? Why do they call them donuts? Well, once upon a time, donuts looked like this. They looked like little nuts.
Like walnuts.
If you will. They were little... Nowadays, we call them...
Donut
holes. Which is really weird because we reinvented the wheel by naming it something else because originally this was a donut. Dough nut, a nut of dough. And so originally donuts were these little tiny nut-shaped balls, if you will. And that's what we have today from the 1803 edition of the Frugal Housewife, first published in London. However, this book was also printed at a print shop in Boston. So it was a bestseller in America as well.
Probably because it had donuts in it.
Probably because it had donuts in it.
Who doesn't love donuts? They look like hush puppies.
They do look like hush puppies, don't they?
They're like sweet tasting little hush puppies. Now,
yes.
You've rolled these in sugar and cinnamon, right?
I did, which is completely optional. I've tried them without the sugar, and the receipt doesn't say what to do with them. It's, of course, extremely vague, like receipts always are in this time period. So I thought, well, I'm going to spice this up. So I made some cinnamon sugar. Just combine sugar with cinnamon. It's as simple as that. Roll it in there. Preferably when they're hot, they stick better. But if you can't do when they're hot, that's fine. They'll still stick pretty good. And man, they taste really good.
They do. And before we go any farther, yes, they had white sugar back then.
Yes, they did.
Because there's always something. They didn't have sugar back then.
Yeah, they had white sugar back then.
They had white sugar back then.
Of course they had white. You know, here's the thing. Brown sugar is just white sugar that has molasses added to it.
It's not a lower grade of sugar.
No, it's not. Yep. They also had white flour back then, random fact. Now, it wasn't bone char white like it is today, but to the human eye, it was white. So, let's go ahead and eat this. This is not our first one.
Now, I have been permitted to drink milk today, so I'm going to pour myself a large glass of milk.
Off camera, I've already had 3 of these.
How high can I go?
Whoa! Oh, okay. Okay.
Whoa.
That was pretty impressive, yeah. That was
Thank you for the round of applause.
I wanted to put my finger in that. I want to bathe in a swimming pool full of cold milk right now, because it's...
Would you like some?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do it again. Hold it very still. Hold it down low. A little bit lower. A little bit. Alright, here we go. Whoa!
I can't look.
Just don't move.
I'm terrified. Oh! Oh, that's skill right there.
Now there's nice froth bubbles at the top.
So instead of being that salt bay guy that does this with the salt, you're the milk bay.
I'm the milk bay.
You just pour it really elegantly.
Okay, so let me say grace before we dig into these. Normally, I only say it at a meal, but this is about to be my meal, because you guys want to see me eat all these, don't you?
We gotta save 2 of them because Ron's mom wants to try.
Yes.
But other than that, it's fair game.
I think I can do it.
I don't think you can do it. They are fried in lard They're covered in sugar. They're heavenly. They're delicious. They're 10 out of 10. I'll tell you that already.
Okay, well, when we get it.
But they're really sweet and heavy. So good luck.
Lord, thank you for this beautiful hot day. Please send some cooler weather. Thank you for this wonderful woman I have right next to me. Thank you to everybody who's joined us today. Hope everybody's having a great day and has a good rest of the week. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
All right, here I go.
You flatter me, Ron. You make me blush.
I've not tried these yet, by the way.
No, he hasn't.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Most time you think, okay, it's historic, it's going to be weird. It's not weird. It tastes like a modern donut.
It does.
With the crunch of a hush puppy on the outside, but with the sweetness of the cinnamon and sugar. This is good.
There is no corn syrup or margarine in it like a lot of modern donuts have. So it's a little bit different, but it's really, really good. And they're honestly the best homemade donuts I've ever had.
This is really good.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
I'm giving this like a 20 out of 10.
Wow! We're off the charts, guys. Okay, so this makes it into one of the top 5 best historical desserts we've ever made.
You gotta dunk it. It's good.
We need to cheer our milks.
Clink.
Clink.
You guys gotta make these.
It wasn't that hard to make, really. The worst part about it is that they are yeast donuts, so you do have to let them rise twice. Now, so that's the worst part.
Now, back then, they didn't have dried yeast, but they did have barm. That's the top yeasty part of a beer, so you can get that from the local brewer.
Yep, you could have done that. You also could have grown your own yeast at home.
You could.
With potatoes or dried peas, or there's so many different ways you can make it.
You can even do it with flour and a little bit of water, but it takes a few days, I think, to get the bacteria going.
Yes, it does.
So if you got the time, do that, or if you don't, go get yourself an instant yeast.
Yeah, I won't judge you.
These are like little crunchy donut pillows that just want to pop right in my mouth. And when you dunk them, oh, they're so much better.
These are a keeper. These are really good.
They're very good.
This is actually the second time I've made this recipe. A lot of times when I make recipes on this channel, it really is the first time I've ever done it on camera. So what you don't see is when we turn off the camera, Ron and I, because Ron films and I cook, are like, what do we do now? I don't know. What do you think we do now? I don't know. So that's usually how it goes.
I don't always say I don't know. I usually have a plan.
Yeah, I'm kidding. We usually go through it pretty quick, but it is our first time doing it. This is my second time here.
Yes.
So I've learned some things from the first time I did it. And the first time I did it, I also filmed it. It's one of the first videos I put up on Early American, actually. It's still there to this day. You can look at it. It's at the Stevenson house back when I was a maid over there. But what I did differently back then, because I had no clue, is I only let the yeast rise once. And then I kneaded it and I immediately fried it. And I had no idea that I was supposed to let it rise twice. I was young and I'd only been doing historical cooking for maybe a year tops at that point in my whole life. But now I know you have to let it rise twice, just like bread, and I didn't know that. So I'm glad that I got a chance to make these again because they are way better than the first time. The texture inside is cakey, donut-like.
It is.
It's perfect.
It's very spongy. It's light and fluffy, airy, whatever you want to call it.
Like cake.
It's like a donut, but with a nice crunchy outside, like a hush puppy. I would say this is more desirable than a modern one.
Really?
Now, could you imagine if you like put one of those things in there and squeeze like some of that
jelly,
raspberry jam jelly in there?
Oh my god.
Or elderberry.
Oh, we like elderberry jam. I like how you did that. Elderberry. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I just really like elderberry.
We like elderberries. We're kind of obsessed with anything with elderberries in it.
Hey, you know what else we like? We like history, and so do you. That's why you're here. So, for a limited time, our good friend Candy, who has this beautiful 1840s cabin right next to her store there in St. Genevieve, the Sassafras Creek cabin. It's normally $150, I believe, but she's running a summertime special sale.
It's an Airbnb.
It's an Airbnb. If you want to see the most awesome town this side of the Mississippi, the western side of the Mississippi from the 18th century, please come to St. Genevieve, and this is the place you need to stay.
The town is from 1735. The Airbnb cabin is right next to Candy's store. I mean, it's like 50 feet. So it's conveniently located there. You can walk to downtown from there. And she's having a discount sale going on right now. And
you get discounts in the store when you're a person staying at the cabin. You can stay one night or you can stay up to 7 nights.
That's right.
If you're staying there, tell her to call us. We'll come down and meet you.
Yeah, for free.
For free.
I wouldn't charge anyone to meet me. In fact, I should probably be paying you to meet me.
But this is a real cabin that they moved to St. Genevieve 3 years ago from down in Perryville, the next county south of here. It's from 1840. It was on the Discovery Plus channel, on the Magnolia channel. So it's famous in all its own, but it's a beautiful little cabin, and I highly recommend it. She keeps it clean, spick and span, spotless, and instead of paying the same amount to stay at a hotel, why not stay at a piece of history?
Yeah. It was on the Discovery Channel, like Ron said, on the show Restoration Road with Clint Harp. And that show, they take old buildings and they restore them. So that was in the first season, was Candy's cabin. It was actually an old corn crib from the 1840s. So people ask her all the time, is it haunted? And she says, only with corn. I mean, you might see corn in your dreams.
The ghost of the squirrel.
That ate the corn and then died in there for whatever reason. But yeah, it has a bed downstairs, has 2 beds upstairs, has a full bathroom.
Has a kitchen.
Yeah, it has a little kitchen there.
A little sitting living room area. And dining area.
Yep, so if you like the thought of spending a night in an old rustic cabin that's actually not so rustic because everything's tucked away secretly, then you will like that cabin. And we will include a link to the Airbnb website in the description of this video. And if you book it, it will really help our friend Candy out. We're not getting any money from this at all, but she is our really good friend.
Yes, absolutely.
And we always stick together.
Yeah, we do. Teamwork makes
the dream work.
That's right. Hey, you might have noticed, well, where's that at from the beginning of this video? Well, we went over to Fort de Chartres last weekend. They had the 53rd annual rendezvous. And there's a lot of people over there. We're talking 1,000 reenactors. And that was a lot of fun. And I will put out a video coming up soon of kind of a walkthrough of that event. Yep,
we go to it every single year, usually twice a year. They have it multiple times. And that is when I do my shopping spree.
Yeah, speaking of shopping spree, do you want to show them some of your goodies? Your wares?
My wares.
What you guys are looking at them on the table. 2 of them.
Okay, so the summer rendezvous at Fort de Chartres. All you reenactors out there know, maybe especially the ladies, that when you go to reenactment, you bring cash, because that is the shopping spree of the year for you. Everything there is your aesthetic, it's what you like. So I got this picture. I got it for $12, this picture.
That's a redware picture.
It is. And then I got this little flower vase here. I think this was, again, for $12.
I like that thing. That's cute.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's cute. I said it. I said it's cute. It's cute.
And then I got this skillet.
Okay, funny story. After she told me she spent all the money she brought, I said, don't buy anymore else. We're trying to build a house. You guys know that. We're walking along. She's like, I like that skillet, Ron. I was like, well, there's no sticker. Let me just see what it is. The guy said, oh, it's $8. I said, what?
$80?
$80. $8. $8.
8.
I'll be right back and get my wallet.
Not $80. 8.
$8 for this thing.
Like 7, 8, 9.
Oh, this
$8.
That is a nice skillet for $8.
8.
Like 4 plus 4 equals 8.
4. Let me illustrate it for y'all. This is 8. This is how much I spent on this skillet. I just cannot believe it. It is steel. Now, a lot of times people think that because a historic looking skillet is black, it's iron. No, it can actually be steel as well.
They had steel back then.
Oh yeah, they did have steel. They just didn't have stainless steel.
Right.
They've had steel for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it's pretty lightweight. And it already has some seasoning on it, just from years of use and whatnot. But yeah, $8 for this skillet. I'm in love with it.
It's a beautiful skillet.
So now you know why whenever there's a reenactment, it is a shopping spree
What else
for
did you get from there?
reenactors. Oh, I didn't get too much else. Let's see.
Too much else, yeah, right?
Let's see. Okay, this is the most beautiful thing I got. This was the most expensive thing because this is brand new. It is a redware plate. Now you could do so many things with this. You could put a salad in there.
It's like a serving dish.
Vegetables. You could make a really big pie, like a chicken pot pie.
There we go.
Thanks,
You
Ron.
had him like this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a deer.
Is it a deer or a reindeer?
That's a...
Oh, okay, it's just a deer.
Oh, might be a reindeer. I don't know.
Depends on the season.
I'm pretty sure it's a deer.
Did it work for Christmas or summer?
Yeah, but when I saw it, I fell in love with it. And she had a whole bunch of different ones for sale. Some of them had bears on them, or people. But I got this one.
She also had some really pretty blue and white stuff too.
Yes, she did. And I could not afford it, so we always save the paper because we burn it.
Helps us light fires.
Yeah, it does.
When you're in a hurry. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I actually spent almost my entire budget at the very first stall I went to.
This is probably handmade, you know, because it's in
Yeah,
perfection.
I think it is handmade.
It's really pretty. It's heavy.
I got all of this stuff from the same stall, by the way, except for the skillet.
Oh, wow. That's actually quite crooked, but whatever. It's pretty.
You're right, it is really crooked. I didn't notice that.
Guy must have been drunk when he was blowing it, I guess.
I didn't notice that before.
You're supposed to inspect things before you purchase them.
Dang it. That's why it has a discount sticker on it.
How much was that one?
$20. Originally it was $25. I see
gave
on
him
her
$10
sticker.
for it being crooked.
Oh man, I didn't see it was. It looks like something from a Disney movie now. It's
Looks like it's melted.
Yeah, it does. It looks really whimsical.
It looks lazy.
It
looks
does.
like a couch potato.
Ugh.
I need to stop describing myself.
But from the same stand, I got this blue and white vase. Can you guys tell I really like flower vases? Because I just like flowers. But she makes all of the pottery. The glass, I have no clue what the story is, if she made it or what. But she makes all the pottery, including that deer plate I just showed you. And she has a line that's yellow, like these are. But then she also has a blue and white line. With plates and everything, and bowls and pitchers, but this is the only thing I could afford. I think this was, again, $12.
That's a $12 tent.
Yeah. Yep, and I spent all my budget there, and I only had $2 left after that, so I went to a nearby stall and I bought some licorice. It was 4 pieces of black licorice for $1.
That's not a bad deal. Hey, speaking of buying stuff, thank you to everybody that purchased one of our coloring books. Also, we are completely sold out, so
Yes.
please don't mail us any more money.
You can mail us money if you'd like. We just can't send you a coloring book. That's all I can say.
I promise I will do my best to make some before Christmas so you guys can purchase if you like for stocking stuffers or for gifts. But as of right now, we're completely sold out of the coloring books. So if I receive any more, I'll have to send it back to you guys. So thank you again very much for all of you who purchased them. I just dropped off the last few in the mail yesterday.
Yeah, so we hope you get those quickly and that you enjoy them.
Yes.
And thank you so much for supporting our very tiny coloring book business. Thank you.
Yes. Hey, so we got a house update. So this week, or last week, we had the hole dug, and then this week we poured the footings and we poured the walls.
Yeah, we are almost completely done with the concrete part of the foundation.
And I can't wait to be done with that part.
Yeah, that is not the fun part of
That's an
building a house.
expensive part, I tell you, man.
Yeah, that is actually the most expensive part of building our house, I think.
Yeah, we hit rock, so that was, you know, more money.
Yeah.
The last 1.5 feet of the digging, it was solid rock. It started out as limestone, then it went into the granite stuff, so they had to bring out the big, you know, jackhammer on the end of the excavator.
Right.
But
Right.
anyways, it's getting there, so we'll keep you updated on that, and hopefully have more news for next week about that.
Yes, hopefully. And by the way, I am filming this entire process. I think I already have an hour worth of raw, unedited footage. When the house is done, I am going to put a video together showing the whole process from start to finish, kind of compressed and summarized for you guys. Probably will put it on Early American, and that will not come out for probably another year. Yeah, because that's when the house will be done.
Well, hey, you know what time it is?
It's time for What Happened This Week in History! Go!
So for this week in history, we have June 4th, 1855. Henry C. Wayne departs from New York aboard the USS Supply to procure camels to establish the United States Camel Corps.
So there used to be a division in the U.S. Army called the Camel Corps.
Apparently.
And it wasn't just a name, they actually had camels.
They had camels.
And this isn't the 1840s.
This is 1850s.
1850s.
1855.
Wow. You know what? I bet they thought that camels could walk for longer distances maybe than horses. I'm sure they had some logic to this madness.
You don't have to water them as frequently.
Water them, yes.
But the same with mules, so why didn't they just ride a mule?
I don't know.
But
as you can probably guess, it didn't last. Otherwise, we would have heard of it.
Right. Alright, so for the same day, June 4th, 1876, an express train called the Transcontinental Express makes its first trip across the continent from New York City to San Francisco, and it does it in 83 hours and 39 minutes. And that is on June 4th, 1876. That's pretty impressive.
So from one coast to the other on a train for
Yes.
the very first time.
For the very first time.
And took a little over a day.
It took 83 hours, that's more than
Oh
a day.
man, I thought you said 28 hours. Oh.
No.
80 something hours.
28 hours, can't even drive there in 28 hours.
I don't know.
But, let's see, from St. Louis to California in general is like 32 hours.
Oh.
So from New York, it's probably, I don't know, 50 hours?
Non-stop. If you don't even stop
so
to pee.
83 hours ain't that bad on a choo-choo.
Yeah, back then.
When you gotta stop for like, you know, coal and water. And and then you're fighting off bank robbers and cowboys, you know, so.
Okay. Wow. So the very first train ride from coast to coast.
Yep, it took 83 hours and 39 minutes. They didn't say the seconds, or else I'd tell you that.
Disappointed.
Alright, my next one up is June 6th, 1755. Nathan Hale was born. That was his birthday. You guys know who Nathan Hale was?
Who's that?
He was the young Continental who was caught spying, and he wasn't in military clothes, so they tried him as a spy instead of as a soldier, so they hung him. He's the one that says, "My only regret is I only have one life to give for my country."
So during the Revolutionary War, he spied for our cause.
Yes, early in the war.
Yeah, he spied for George Washington.
Yep.
He spied for our cause.
After he died, then they made the spy ring, which is what the show made by AMC called Washington Spies Turn is made about. And then my last one I got here today is June 9th, 1732. Now don't get mad at me. Some of you get mad when I can't pronounce the word properly, but I'm going to do my best on this one. I'll even put it on screen for you.
Look, it's 110 degrees in here. I can't even remember my name.
I'm going to sound it out. His first name is James. His last name is...
Okay.
Ogo...
Are you burping?
No, I'm just emphasizing it.
Oh.
I can read it.
Okay.
It's James Oglethorpe was granted a royal charter to create the colony Georgia.
Named after King George the Second.
Yes.
In 1732, the state of Georgia was thought into existence.
The colony.
The colony, yes.
And that was the
technically
13th.
a colony.
That was the 13th colony.
That's right. So when you see people marching with a 13-star flag, that 13th star is Georgia. 1732.
That's right.
Pretty neat.
It is pretty neat.
Now you said you were going to demolish these donuts, and I knew.
I'm going fast as I can.
I knew it wasn't going to happen. It's impossible. They're really, really good, but you would be miserable if you ate more than 3.
You know, I think you're right. I'm on like number 5, I think it is. And I do feel pretty miserable.
How are you on number 5?
I don't know. Rewind the video and look.
Oh wow, I must have been not looking. Okay, I'm impressed actually if you've had 5.
But hey, thank you guys for watching, and we hope to see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure and a joy as always. So see you guys later next week on Early American and Frontier Patriot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.